دستور مدد SahibulSaif نويت أربعين توزن تخلوان الرياضة تسلم حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We're asking sincerely to the holy ones, to our Shaykh, to send us something that is fresh and something that is alive and something that is beneficial for us in our lives in this way, for us to use, for us to see the differences in our lives. The Sohbet is there for us to use. The Sohbet is there for us to make differences in our lives so that we see progress as a believer. The believer, his today must be better than yesterday. And the believer's tomorrow has to be better than today. I haven't repeated this Sohbet, this hadith, for some time. Shaykh Efendi would do it all the time. Time to time is necessary to bring it out for us to understand. Our today must be better than yesterday. Tomorrow has to be better than today. This is one of the signs of a believer. What is our understanding of better? When you understand what is better, when you try to give explanation to it according to your understanding, then that's the time you are just going to reveal wherever that you are. What is your progress? What is the level of the wisdom? What is it that you're getting from the Sohbets all these years? What it means to be better. For the Ahli Dunya, it means that every day this world must become better. I must eat better, I must wear better, I must enjoy better. That's basically that, isn't it? What else is there? All this fighting, all this killing, all this violence is just to satisfy these basic animal characteristics that takes very little to satisfy. And the more that you are trying to make it better, the less taste is going to come to you. But for a believer, what does better mean? For those who are looking at religion, Islam, if the understanding of being close to Allah is just to make more and more and more prayer, we're not saying it is bad. And their understanding is, today I pray this much, tomorrow I must pray even more. But that is not the understanding of the awliya Allah. Like Shaykh and Hazrat is saying, it doesn't mean that today you pray 5 times a day, tomorrow you're going to pray 10 times a day. It does not mean that. What it means for a believer, that his today must be better than yesterday, and tomorrow has to be better than today. For a believer, what is his most important thing that is in his life? A believer. What is the most important for a believer? What is? His faith, his belief. This is what defines you. A believer believes. A servant serves. What you are, it defines who you are. So, a believer believes. What does a believer believe? Now you're going to sit down and you're going to see, what is it that I really believe? What do I believe? What do I spend my energy to do to hold up this belief, to promote this belief, to expand this belief? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in one ayat in the Quran Karim, He said, Jalawala, O believer, believe. O believers, believe. What do we believe as believers? It's easy for us to say, well, our belief is what? Amantu. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rasulihi wal yawmil akhir qadri khayri shari. The 6 articles of the faith. This is our belief. But sit and think, do I really wake up in the morning believing in these 6 articles, saying I'm going to live my life according to Amantu? Am I going to go to work believing, going to school, going to work, doing everything must rest on this belief of Amantu billahi wa malaikati? We don't. But if the lifestyle that you have chosen is not clashing with this Amantu billah, with this belief, the lifestyle that we are choosing is not opposed to the belief of Allah and the angels and the prophets and the books, then what we are doing, it must promote this belief. Which means you're working. What are you working for? You're working for yourself. Then there's Amantu billah, your Amantu, your belief. It doesn't fall into that. You're working for yourself. You're working for your family. It's pretty good. But still, where is Allah? Where is the Prophet? Where are the angels? Where is all this belief? You are working, you may say, for the sake of Allah. What does it mean now, working for the sake of Allah? You can just say it is for the sake of Allah. Working for the sake of Allah is one thing. Working in a halal way, it is another. Isn't it? You work halal. You earn money. You get yourself a house. You get yourself things. You provide for your family. That is halal. It is good. But you cannot say that that is for Allah. So whose role model should we follow? Ourselves, what we think we believe, or is that role model clear in front of us, which is the role model of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the role model of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, the way Hazrat Osman, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Ali and 124,000 Sahabis and thousands of awliya Allah, once you understand this, then your family is not limited to your father, your mother, your brothers, your cousins, your aunts. That's not your family. Now your family, you will feel responsible for who? All believers. All believers become your family. Your heart now is not going to be small, stingy. Your heart will become very huge, very wide. And you're going to look at people as family, one day up, one day down. They may go up and down, there is still the base foundation. The foundation is what? We are family, we love you, we will help you whenever that you are in trouble. Now slowly you start to take the characteristic of our Prophet ﷺ, where in his Mi'raj, for every blessing, every honor that was given to him, every divine dressing that was given to him, he did not say, what about my family? He said, what about my ummah? So now as a believer, we believe, and we believe in that Prophet ﷺ. Then what is going to be the scale? You start seeing, you start working, and you start living your life, and you start serving those ones who are believers. Every believer will be your family. And when you see that you're going out of your way to help other people, to take them out from trouble, to offer them assistance in any way. Your heart growing big, and you're not looking then, because a person who is helping with that generosity, person who is generous, he doesn't really look at another person, to see whether he deserves it or not. He's generous. The sun and the rain comes down to the believer and to the unbeliever, to the person who believes in Allah and to the person who rejects Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now we talk about love. You don't talk about love. You start being that. You start helping people. This is the sign now for a believer. All believers, you must believe. We must believe. And that time, what we are working for and what we are living for is going to support that amantu billah. It's going to support Allah. They believe in Allah. They believe in the prophets. They believe in the angels. They believe in the books. The belief that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching us. The belief, yesterday I did this much. I helped people this much. I'm making intention tomorrow I'm going to help people more. You cannot help people. Then my intention is, today I did this, and this mistake. Tomorrow I'm making the intention to stop making those mistakes, to become less. That time, your tomorrow is going to be better than today. That time this is not just, they call Sufism, Tasawwuf, Islamic mystical psychology. This is not psychology. This is not sitting around and trying to figure out your life. You're doing something. This is active. And this is the biggest struggle. This is the biggest jihad. This, when you start doing that, is better than 70 years of nafila ibadat. So we are approaching the days of Miraj. We're approaching the days of Shaban and Barat, the night of the accounting. Spend a little bit more time, inshallah, to make our today better than yesterday, to make our tomorrow better than today. Pull ourselves out from those jungle areas, both physically and also inside our heart and inside our minds. Pull ourselves away from malayani, useless things that are not beneficial, and turn to something that is beneficial. Make our days to be counting. Make our energy to be valuable, because every breath is counted and every breath is valuable. When you start doing all these things, it is impossible now to be doing all these things without remembering Allah. That becomes our zikr. May Allah forgive me and bless you. This much is enough. Al-Fatiha.